Welcome to the broadcast.
And best-selling author Mia Redrick regularly meets with mothers to help them prioritize their busy lives.
You guys are going to love this call today. Invite your friends, guys. This is a big topic. I'm going to bring it. Isn't that true? Invite your friends, heart it up. Welcome to the broadcast. It's Mia Redrick here. Hey, Valencia.
Whatever we do for ourselves,
we're going to get started in about 3.5 minutes, guys. Invite your friends. Tweet it out. Hey, Valencia. Tweet it out. Put it on Facebook. Invite any moms that you know can benefit from this topic tonight.
As well as my resistance bands. Easy way to get your workout in any day, anytime.
I love the toolkit, Mia. How about dads? Can dads have one too?
Absolutely.
Thank you,
dads create the best toolkits. The deal is just be prepared for wherever you're going to be that day with your family to maximize the day. If you have ever said there are not enough hours in a day, you're going to love my next strategy called blending. Blending is when you are doing something for your children, looking for opportunities to do something for yourself. You guys, tell me, how are you already blending in your life?
Let's pack it up, guys.
Taking care of yourself while you're taking care of your children.
I have a best girlfriend who's a trainer who created a way in which we literally work out.
Welcome to the broadcast. We're going to get started in 3 minutes.
So we're getting me time,
we're getting time,
and our kids are just having a good time.
We've had over 283 self-care groups, and I think the power of the groups has been that moms have no judgment, just camaraderie. You have an opportunity to connect with other women in your demographics of motherhood. And I firmly believe that moms aren't necessarily looking to balance their work and their life. I think what we want more of is joy. Creating opportunities to experience joy on a daily basis in your life is the goal. The next time you and your family need a getaway, try a staycation. What I mean by that is explore in your hometown, play a tourist. This might be exactly what your family needs to refuel and reconnect.
Invite your friends, guys.
Even in the middle of your busy lives.
Watching on the web.
When mama's happy, everyone else is happy.
When most people think of dating, they think of being single, going out of town. But when you're married with kids, that's when the real dating fun should begin.
This is an incredible topic. You guys are going to love it. I'm going to bring it.
Explains why and shares her rules of family dating.
This is something you've probably not thought about, but it's worked really great for me, and it is dating your family.
Thank you guys for heartening up.
Because you have 6 children, one of the things that works terrific is to be able to date at home. And what I get a lot of my clients to do is to create a dating box, and in that box, you and your husband can put things that you want to enjoy together. Because sometimes we have opportunities to date our partners, but we don't have a whole lot of time. It might be you have 90 minutes, but by the time he has to go and get the movie or get a meal, the time that you would have spent together is gone.
Thank you, Mia. Thank you for coming.
We're going to get started in a minute.
Wow, wow. Well, welcome the author of Time for Mommy, 365 Daily Strategies for Mother's Self-Care, Mia Redrick. Mia, thank you so much. Stand up, please. Pleasure, pleasure. I really feel for this family. You did.
Thank you guys for heartening it up. Invite your friends, guys. Let's pack it out tonight. Let's pack it out tonight. Tweet it out.
And to make self-care.
Let your friends know on Facebook to join this go. We're going to help more moms.
Drop everything and read. It will allow the kids to see mom and dad having some downtime, and it becomes part of the family culture, self-care.
So what about the fact that she has no time to herself? She sits in her car and listens to the radio and lies to her husband about where she is, just so she can have a moment to breathe.
So what we talked about was
giving
one another permission without guilt and supporting that time and understanding.
Thank you so much, Tara, for inviting your friends.
They're a couple that wants to be together. They don't want to be apart.
And so you
can see that when they started to date, just to dance together, they reconnected immediately.
I saw you covering your ears when that was happening. Why?
It's emotional.
Yes, it is. Because I love my husband and we all forget why we got married.
Yes, it's very common. You guys want to see my people? Here they come. Here they come. Here are my people. All right. Let me turn the camera. And okay. I'm going to hope that... Hey there, it's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. I'm going to fix my hair. My husband told me, don't fix your hair on the scope. I am Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist. I support moms with life and business success. For those of you who are new or who are joining me via the web, Hey there, good to see you. Nice virtual handshake there. I love to support moms with life and business success. Now, you can always catch my past scopes on katch.me and just search my name, MiaRedrick.com. Hey, Samira, one of my core mom coaching clients is in the house. You guys have got to check her out. Is that your speaker reel? It is. It's not my speaker reel. It's my TV reel. And that's what it is. Hey there. Good to see you guys. I'm so glad that I've got some friends here on the scope tonight. We're going to have a good time. This is a big topic. Hey, darling. Good to see you. This is a big topic, and I need you guys to do me a favor. Now, typically on my scopes, what people like to do is write. So I need you guys to write, and tap, okay? Write, and tap. Now, I promise to bring my A game and give some amazing content. And if you promise to give the hearts, I appreciate it. Now, what the hearts do is to let other people know that these are valuable scopes, right? Hey, Mama, appreciate the entrepreneurial advice last time. Anytime, all day, every day, I'm your girl, okay? And I thank you so much for tuning in. I am Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support moms of life and business success. For those of you who are just joining the scope, I want to tell you something that you don't know my story, so I want to tell you my story. But also, I was celebrating the other day this morning because my scope yesterday was my highest rated scope of all times, and it was how to support moms with getting their groove back. That scope was crazy. The numbers were crazy in terms of engagements and shares. And so what you guys are telling me is that you want to talk about, and what you want to talk about is moms getting lost in motherhood, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to support you guys with that. So let me tell you my story, catch you guys up, and then I'm going to get into the call tonight. Finally catching you live. Don't get a chance that often. Okay, wonderful. Tell me your name. But I'm a man, and I've benefited from her advice. Real talk. Hey, listen, we can all benefit from the talk because I'm going to give it to you guys straight, always, every day, all day long. Now, when you're checking out my scope, sometimes I talk about business. Hey, Lisa, fist bump. Okay. Sometimes I talk about business, right? And other times I talk about life. And I believe that our lives inform our business, okay? So Samira is saying, hey, Lisa, make sure you check Samira out. She is one of my core mom coaching clients, and she is the bounce back strategist, and she's phenomenal. You need to check her out. Okay, you guys all need to follow her. Thank you so much, Samir, for doing that. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about me. I've coached over 400 clients. 112 of my clients are authors. Half of them are #1 Amazon bestsellers. Yes, I am a life coach to moms. I do make house visits. I do visit families at times who are in crisis, looking to find ways to create better systems in their home or build better cultures of self-care. So I'm really excited about that. When I got started in my business 13 years ago, I wanted to combine my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood into a business. I wasn't sure how. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I wasn't even sure what it was going to look like, but that's what I wanted to do. And I always tell you guys this story because you might have some talents that you want to merge together, and it might not have a name. See, 13 years ago, mom coaching wasn't cool. Nobody even knew what it was. They thought I was going to be kicking a soccer ball or something like that. And my very first stop, I visited a small business resource center in Baltimore. That's where I'm from. And to get advice on how to structure my business. And I was told, no one will ever pay you. Right. No one will ever pay you to do that. You need to either go back to work and be a trainer or start a training company. And he was wrong. The guy that advised me was wrong. And sometimes we get advice from people who don't see what we see. They don't know what we know. And as a result of that, they're giving you the best advice based on what they know. But he was mistaken. And I ended up bumping into this world of coaching. I did not know what coaching was. Yeah, sometimes you got to do it yourself. I didn't know what coaching was. I never met a coach. I didn't know what a coach could do for you. I had no idea. And I ended up bumping into this coach called Terry Levine. Moms, you need support, right, Lisa? Connections, and you need support. And I'm going to talk about that tonight. I ended up bumping into the second highest paid business coach in the country at the time. Her name is Terry Levine. Yes, that's right. There are people with limits, and they're speaking to us, and sometimes we accept what they're saying, right? She was making $10 million a year, and I bumped into her, and she told me that what I wanted to do was possible. And so I was like, okay, I'd love to work with you. How much? And she said something like this, $1,000. Now, this is an hour. For an hour of her time, it was $1,000. And I was like, what? So here it is. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I never even heard of coaching. And I can't even imagine making that kind of investment, 13 years ago. And I said, what can I do for $100? And let me just tell you guys, I made an investment with her. I had to sign a contract for 18 months for $100, and she changed my life. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the last 10 years, and I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about supporting more families, more moms, more dads, more individuals with understanding that if you can build online digital strategy for your business, if you can build your business with online content, you have the ability to have freedom in your business. You can let your expertise, the things you can monetize those and make money passively. Any advice on networking? I own a production company, busy with clients, but I love to grow our business. I think that a lot of times when we network, a lot of times what we're looking for people who do what we do. But when I network, what I like to do is I like to network with people who have what I need. So let's say if I'm looking to improve sales, then I want to network with people who are dynamic at selling. Because what I know is if I mastermind with people like that, they're going to improve my comprehension 20%, 30%. I'm going to be better. If I need to learn how to market, I'm going to go and network and mastermind with people who are great at marketing consistently over time. And I know I'm going to learn to be a better marketer. So one of the suggestions that I would make for you in terms of networking is it's a lot of times we network because it's industry specific, but I actually network based on my needs, right? And it's really worked for me over the years. I pair with all kinds of people. Right now, I have these mastermind partners. They're 3 ladies. They're all millionaires multiple times over, and I'm the only one that hasn't made $1 million in 1 year. And I have to say that the advice that I get, I'm like, it blows my mind. Okay, it blows my mind, and you want to be in a room with people that blow your mind. And a lot of times we aren't growing in our lives or in our business because we don't want to be in a place, right? I'm going to do it. And I will say 2016 is the year. I'm going to do it. You have my word on it. Hey there, Nicole. Good to see you, darling. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Boom. Okay, let me just say that you got to get around people that know what you don't know and learn from them. You got to surrender your ego, and you got to close your mouth and open your ears. If everywhere you go, you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong place. As a small business owner, I need to work for my needs. You need to work for my needs. I don't know exactly what that means, but I will say that a lot of times when we're small business owners, the problem with being a small business owner is a mentality problem, because none of us go and become small business owners to stay small business owners. You want to be a mid-sized business owner. You want to be a large business owner, and you've got to change your mentality so that you see yourself that way. I want to learn how to be more social media savvy. Please advise. You want to be Lisa, you got to invest in people who are social media savvy. This is the only way. There's no magic pill. There's nothing that you take. It is what you learn. See, if you know what someone else knows, you can do what they do. And a lot of times we don't want to write the check, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to pay other people for what they know, but I don't know another way. The only way that my business has grown over the years is that I've had many teachers, and I've been willing to write a check for myself to find out what I do not know all the time, every day, all day. Learn much and work hard. You've got to work hard, and you got to work smart. So what I learned in terms of structuring my business was that I could build content, and that content could work for me, and that I could create a passive income strategy. I could create residual income. I could do the work one time. I could actually build a business that was not based on my ability to perform. See, right now I'm working right now, but I'm recording what I'm doing, and so I'll be able to repurpose this and use it in a different way. So it's about working smart and knowing how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, you got to make sure the people that you're connected to know how to do that so that you can learn how to make money passively. Now, remember, one of the things that I'm going to ask you guys to do, I'm always going to bring my A game. A game, always. Okay, and I'm going to ask you guys to write, tap, tap, tap. And this is going to be an amazing call. And my only goal is to support more moms. See, I get myself fired up. Support more moms with understanding that, yes, in order to be the CEO of your family, you gotta like yourself. You gotta know yourself. You're looking for offshore content writers. Well, there are plenty of them, and I use them all the time. I have 7 people who are on my ghostwriting team. One of the small arms of my business is that we run a small arm that is write a book without picking up a pen, and we support people who want to write their books, but they're too busy to do it. They've got a huge platform and they want to be able to tell their story, but they don't want to have to write it. 75% of most books, New York Times bestsellers, are ghostwritten, and so we write a number of books for my clients. It's a done-for-you service. So they're out there. You need to check. Just Google outsourcing. Most of my team that I work with that supports me in my business are from the Philippines. I love it. I pay $100 a week for 40 hours. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to get around someone that does know how to do that. Mia, please, we must connect. So here's my email address, and it is Mia_Redrick at findingdefinitions.com. That's Mia, MIA_Redrick at findingdefinitions.com. Mia, why do ghostwriters choose to ghostwrite? Well, because they're great writers, and they're looking to make money writing. Like, they can write, they have the talent, but they don't, they need people to write for, okay, so that they can get paid for their talent. So that's why. Did that answer your question, Nicole? Okay. All right. So you know what I love about the people who join up my scopes? You guys are always fired up, and they're always amazing questions. Are you guys ready for the scope tonight? So for those of you who are on the web, which is really where the vast majority of my viewers are on the web, watching it on their computer screens, I am Mia Redrick. I'm the Mom Strategist. I support moms with life and business success. You can always sign up for my newsletter at miaredrick.com. Make sure you do that. Or if you want to Facebook me and you want to connect and see what's going on in my world, you can connect with me on my Facebook page, my private Facebook page, Mia, M-I-A Redrick, R-E-D-R-I-C-K, okay? So are you guys ready for the call tonight? Which is like, why are moms lost in motherhood? Like, you guys want to talk about that? Do they write books for themselves? They do, but they also write books for other people. Yes. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for the call? I know I have one yes. Anybody else ready? Okay. Why is it that moms are lost in motherhood? Now, this is a topic that I'm very, very passionate about. For those of you who don't know me, I have written a couple of books. This is one of my books. You guys can screenshot it if you want. Time for Mommy, 5 Essential Strategies for Mother's Self-Care. Thank you guys so much, okay? The kids, you want great things for them, right? So if you want great things for your kids, if you want great things for your spouse, it starts with you being great to yourself, okay? Because whatever we do for ourselves is what we're giving to the people that we love. You're not giving them more, okay? Okay, you're giving them whatever you're giving yourself, self-care. Absolutely. We all sacrifice a lot, and a lot of times we sacrifice things that we don't need to. So I thought tonight I wanted to talk about what I've seen over the years in coaching so many clients. Why is it that women get lost in motherhood? Why? How is it? What happens? And what I call it is the silent war. The silent war, it's like, yeah, tap it up, share the hearts, guys. Please don't forget that, right? That's all I'm asking, all right? And I'm going to bring my A game always, give you amazing content so that I really value your time. And I'm just asking for hearts, all right? So that other people know that these broadcasts are valuable and that they'll listen to them and we can touch more moms. That's it. That's it. All right, deal? Okay. All right. But, the question is, why? How is it that women get lost in motherhood? I believe it's a silent war. And I think when women get lost in motherhood, it's not like it happens overnight. It's really a process of silently fading away from who you are. And most often, we do not know that it is happening. And it starts very slowly. Like, it might be initially that you just stop, fixing up. Like, you stop wearing what you could wear before because you can't fit your clothes. Like maybe your body has changed in some way, and as a result of that, you're not used to going to the stores that you were going to, so you just stop fixing up in the same way. You're like, I'm not going to buy, you know how we say we're not going to buy fat clothes, right? And as a result of that, you stop shopping, but the clothes you have, you don't look like yourself. So it could be symptomatic like that. Or it could literally be that the friendships that you once had, they no longer fit because you're now like a mom and you don't have the same circle of friends that are growing with you in the same way. And so, maybe socially you don't have what you need. Like sometimes we don't have a community that we need in order to feel, full, right? Whatever it is, it has to fit, fat and all, right? It has to fit. But a lot of times, what happens in motherhood, it's like a silent thing that happens. It's not, when we get lost in motherhood, we are lost because we don't even realize that it's happened. It's just sort of like our routine changes. Sometimes it's because when we have new babies, we're tired and we're exhausted out of our minds. And as a result of that, you just don't feel like doing the things you used to do. But it's one day turns into 1 week, which turns into many weeks, which turns into many months, right? Or you look in the mirror one day and you're like, I don't recognize this person that I'm looking at, okay? I don't recognize her. Or maybe it's that the things that you are doing in your life, right? You're lost with no strategy, right? And sometimes you're looking back, right, and saying, what the hell happened, right? Exactly, right? You're like trying to figure out, I don't even know what I like anymore. And yet you used to be so clear, right? Some of us are lost, but we're caught up in the wilderness. Exactly, right? Like you are lost from yourself and you can't figure out how it happened. It's silent. I call it the silent war, really, for us, because it slowly creeps up on you. And one day you look at your life and you try to figure out, how did this happen? Who am I? Why do I look this way? Why don't I know what my preferences are or my priorities are or what I want to do for me? This happens. It happens. Happens to us all at some point. And for some women, it's more severe than others, but it happens for all of us in many different areas of our lives. It can even relate to your body, your physically. It can relate to your relationships. It can relate to your career, right? It can relate to your interests. It can relate to how, whether you feel alive, like maybe you don't feel beautiful anymore. It can relate to your relationship and your marriage, right? Are you guys not relating to this? Are you relating to this? Because I'm not seeing any hearts, right? But the fact of the matter is, it happens. Everyone and everything else becomes a priority. You're right about that, Valencia. And what happens is, when you're lost in motherhood, it's because you're really trying to do good. You're really trying to meet the needs of everyone else. And most often we're living at that time in what I call the shoulds and the oughts, right? Like a good wife ought to, like a good mother needs to, right? But none of it is based on reality. See, because illusion isn't real. Now hear me on this. Illusion isn't real. And shoulds and oughts are not real. And your children would never, your husband would never, your partner would never ask you to die to who you are in order to meet their needs. This is something that we create in our minds of being, of these expectations that no one else has put on us. And I just want to call it out for what it is. You guys, can you relate? Anybody relate? Hands up? Say hands up if you can relate to what I'm saying, right? Because the reality is, it has happened to all of us at some point in motherhood. We get lost. We get lost in motherhood. And the intention really is just to serve our families. It really is to be there for everyone, to give them the best. And we forget that we're part of that equation. Like, if you actually want to give your family the best, you have to start by giving that to yourself, right? Okay, thank you so much. I saw one hand up. So, and I do see hearts, so thank you so much for that, guys. You have to start by giving to yourself, because your family is going to get whoever you are. Like, whatever you do for yourself, that's what they're getting. So let's say that you're giving them everything and you're not taking time for yourself. You're still giving them resentment, attitude, guilt. You're feeling, like, you're feeling taken for granted. You're feeling like huffy because that's how you're really feeling, because you haven't done what you need to do to fill yourself up, right? So when we're lost in motherhood, we think that it's our works that define motherhood, when in reality, it's, right, you're feeling unappreciated, right? Good stuff, right? You're feeling unappreciated. But the fact of the matter is your family really needs you to care for yourself, because in order for you to be the best mom possible, in order for you to be, you've got to take care of yourself. You give who you are. Now, everything that you're giving to them is an extension of who you are. It's not, there's nothing separate from that. And that is something that we all have to understand. Now, I think a sign of being lost in motherhood is, it's like memory loss, right? It's like you can no longer remember what you like. You can't remember it. Like, it almost like you're a different person. Like you're different from who you've been, years prior to being a mom. You give who you are, right? You give who you are. Exactly. Thank you so much for putting that there, Tara. You can't remember your preferences. So, you guys can relate to this, because it could be something as simple as your husband saying to you, where do you want to go to dinner? But you're like, go to dinner? You don't even know what you like. Do you want steak? Do you want chicken? Do you want vegetables? You don't know, because you have spent no time thinking about what would make you feel great anymore. And it is a direct result of a lack of self-care rituals when that happens. So, but it's important to understand the signs, because you no longer consider what you want. You don't consider what you want. It's not part of your daily rituals or habits. Is not on the family calendar. You haven't built a culture of self-care within your family. And as a result of that, when someone asks you what you want, you don't know. And a lot of times what we do as moms is we try to make our spouses wrong, because they're asking us and we want them to, telepathically read our mind and tell us what we want, what we should want, because we don't know what we want. But what I have found over the years is that when you take that time for yourself, you add value to your relationship. You add value to your marriage. You add value to the parenting process, because, you're informed. You're able to say, this is what would really support me. This is what I love to do. And at the end of the day, isn't it cool to be in a relationship with someone that is clear, like that you can clearly meet their needs to satisfaction because they know what they want? Right? You ever try to meet the needs of somebody that's unhappy and unfulfilled, because you're like, you don't even know where to shoot. You don't even know what they want, right? You're just trying constantly to fulfill them. Now see, I must have stepped on some toes, because there are no hearts. There are no hearts. And I'm thinking that what I just said right now, did that do it? I mean, did that step on some toes here? Am I getting any ouches? Is it an ouch moment? You guys tell me. All right. So I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support moms of life and business success. You guys can always check me out if you're viewing me from the web at miaredrick.com. Miaredrick.com. Okay. Miaredrick.com. Okay. Are you guys, is this scope supporting you guys? Somebody say something. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Is this scope supporting you guys? Okay. Was that a touchy moment when you start thinking about the fact that, in your relationship, okay, I know, thank you so much, Nicole. When you start thinking about the fact that sometimes we make our spouse wrong because we don't know what we want, because we don't know what fulfills us, and we're expecting someone else to do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. One of the number one things that I say to my clients when they tell me that, their spouse doesn't date them enough, or, it's like straight up hot in my house, or either I'm having a menopause moment. But when they say that their spouse isn't dating them enough, or they're not feeling fulfilled, one of the very first things that I always ask my clients is, what would you like to do on a date? What would you do? If you could plan a date for yourself, what would you like to do? And it's so interesting, because most often they cannot answer for themselves what their ideal date looks like. So imagine being in a relationship with a person who doesn't know what fulfillment looks like for them. right? Imagine being the partner trying to make someone happy that doesn't know what happiness really looks like. I hope you guys are hearing me on this, because this is so real. And this is what I hear all the time. And if you can't plan for yourself what good looks like, it's very difficult for someone who's trying to meet your needs to meet your needs. And it's a self-care challenge, and it happens often when we're lost in motherhood, that we're asking other people to fill parts of ourselves that we can't fulfill ourselves. So imagine that if you like who you are and you're able to add value to your relationship by saying to your partner, this is what I like, this is what I need, this is what I want. But you got to know what you want to be able to articulate that. And when we're lost in motherhood, we don't know that. You guys with me on that, right? We don't know it. And therefore, we can't inform the process. We can't add value to the process. And most often, we're making other people wrong, right? It seems